Even though it's harder to make, we can pay for this land if we can make enough of them and get them into production. There are both new and old stories going around the internet about the Mountain Men cast. Some say that people have been killed, while others say that some have been jailed. So far, no one from the Mountain Men has been sent to jail, but there have been deaths. Keep an eye out for news about the Mountain Cast members who have died, those who were in trouble with the law, and those who were said to have died but have not. First place goes to Preston Roberts. Preston Roberts died on July 24, 2017, at the age of 60, after having problems with his cancer. Preston died from problems caused by a liver tumor that could not be removed. His website was changed on the day he died to say that the cancer had stopped oxygen and blood flow to his body, and it had died within 3 weeks. His death was a big loss for Eustace and the other Mountain Men, and the show paid respect to him in later episodes. It was in honor of Preston that his friend Eustace kept working on projects like building a sawmill. There are many people who learned from Preston and were moved to live closer to the land. Eustace Conway, Preston's close friend, wrote on Facebook that he had died. Eustace wrote a sad message on social media in August, thanking Preston's fans and friends for raising a lot of money to help his family. Part of the note said, "Thank you to everyone who has shown support as I try to get through the loss of my best friend of 35 years. It was the best thing I've ever had." Preston's unwavering support and encouragement, his humble skills and kindness were unmatched. Friends and fans all over the world started a new scholarship in Preston's name after his sudden and untimely death. This award in Preston's honor will carry on his love of camp at Turtle Island Preserve. The Turtle Island Preserve, where Preston worked as an outdoor educator, wrote a piece in his honor. It says that Preston was both practical and creative, and that he would find a way to build a bridge over any chasm that was as strong as it was beautiful. Turtle Island is full of his life and spirit. It can be felt in the rituals, the buildings, the land, and even the misty mountain air. A GoFundMe page was also made in Preston's name to help his family pay for funeral costs, medical bills, and a roof that is leaking. The page is still up and running, and it has raised more than $110,300. More than 2,500 fans, family and friends of Preston have given money to help the family. Eustace Conway says that money from the GoFundMe page was used to fix Preston's roof in August. After he died, his wife shared a post on Facebook. "I always let Preston handle internet conversations, but I want to thank everyone who has called out to me since his sudden and unexpected death. We were all caught off guard by this event, and it's been hard to reply to each person's condolences. To everyone who has been kind, please know that we value and honor your kindness." Kathy and her sons. Moreno James Roberts was born on July 17, 1957. He had a big idea and helped start Turtle Island Preserve. He went on many trips with Eustace Conway and was their best friend. For many years he also co-starred on the hit History Channel show Mountain Men. Preston raised a lot of money for Turtle Island's summer camp grant program by auctioning off the knives he made and used on Mountain Men over the course of the show's 6 seasons. The year Preston Roberts met his wife Kathleen was 1975. The two fell in love quickly and got married. They went on to have 3 kids together. In 2015 they marked 40 years of being married. He wrote about his meeting with his wife and how much she meant to him in a blog post. His writing said, "I am found saying beside every good man is a good woman, and that she is. This is different from the saying behind every good man is a good woman." The two groups of people lived in Wilkes County with their families. Preston Robert went to Atlantic Christian College and Appalachian State University to get his degree in art teaching. The newspaper Patriot says that Preston taught art in Wilkes County schools for 25 years. Before he left in 2010, he was named Teacher of the Year twice. Until he died, he was on the board of directors at Turtle Island Preserve, a place he and Eustace made. Second place goes to Jason Hawk. Jason Hawk died on January 28, 2025, after a long and brave fight with cancer. He was 49 years old. Fans of the Mountain Men and many people who had followed his life outside of the show were sad to hear of his death. His supporters were shocked by his diagnosis, especially since he quietly told them after leaving the show that he had been having a major health problem. Jason's situation got worse over time, even after several rounds of aggressive treatments that were kept secret at first. The battle with cancer for Jason Hawk began in late 2020. He was given a number of tests, and later found to have cancer. Jason's situation continued to be very difficult to deal with, even after aggressive chemotherapy treatments and surgery in November 2022. Jared Hawk, my husband, was taken to Mercy Hospital in Fort Smith, Arkansas by paramedics on February 7, 2024 because he was thirsty and dizzy. It had been weeks since he had eaten, and he had dropped about 20 pounds. Other people in the family got sick with a bad stomach bug, so we thought that was what was wrong with him. A CT scan was done on Jason because he was having stomach pain when he got to the hospital. The scan showed that his cancer may have come back because there was suspicious tissue on his lungs and belly. They took a sample of the lungs on May 7, 2024, and we should know by Monday what they found. The scar tissue and tumor mass had wrapped around his lower intestine and stopped it. Using surgery, they were able to get around the blockage. We hope that Jason can soon start eating again and get stronger. His wife said on social media that he will have a good chance of getting better if he can get stronger. It spread to his liver, lungs, lymph nodes and stomach, putting his strong and lasting spirit to the test. He decided to spend his last months in his home in the Arkansas Ozarks, where he loved being with his wife Mary, their children, and the peace and quiet of the land that had shaped him. On his death notice, Mary wrote a moving account of the man behind the TV image. It was her words that he was a loving husband, a kind and present father, and a skilled craftsman whose hands were always creating, building, and teaching. She wrote that he spent a lot of his life in the woods making blades, teaching primitive skills, and taking care of his family. Better than that, Jason lived with a plan. He preferred to be simple. He picked love. Jason Hawk was more than just a TV actor. Thousands of people looked up to him as a symbol of power, resilience, and a kind of self-reliance that was dying out. Each episode showed how tough, funny, and humble he was. His quiet, wise, and family-centered life, on the other hand, left the greatest mark. Jason Hawk, whose real name is Patrick Baldwin, was born in Fort Smith, Arkansas, in June 1975. He was the son of artist and horse trainer Andrea Baldwin and Jim Baldwin, who used to teach special forces in the Army and later became an artist and carpenter. His dad changed his last name to Hawk to honor the time he spent skydiving. Jason chose to keep the name Hawk when he became an adult. His parents were known for being artistic and good at telling stories, which Jason took on and worked on all his life. He was the best blacksmith at Jason Hawk's Outlaw Forge Works. In 4 years from 2016 to 2021, Jason Hawk was in Mountain Men. On the show, Jason Hawk showed how to use basic skills and raise kids in a remote area with his family. Jason Hawk made important advances to primitive crafts, wilderness education, and living in the old-fashioned way. Jason helped make off-grid living and traditional arts more famous in modern times, through his work on TV and at forging events. The forge he owned, Outlaw Forge Works, still stands for quality, toughness, and heritage-based workmanship. The blades he made, the skills he taught others, and the family and community he helped build will always remember him. Mountain Men are sad about his death because he was a real person who lived the way he taught others to live. The blades he made, the lessons he taught, and the wild places he called home will always remember him. People will always remember Jason Hawk as a real mountain man who lived and died with bravery, grace, and a strong will. Eustace Robinson Conway is number 3. Eustace Conway is still alive, but he got in trouble with the law and was arrested. Eustace Conway had to fight to keep ownership of his land because of a lien on it. In November 2012, Turtle Island had to close to the public because its old buildings didn't follow building rules. Around the middle of December of that year, Conway seemed to be making progress with the North Carolina Building Code Council, but right after this success seemed to be made with the Code Council, On December 13, 2012, Eustace Conway was arrested for trespassing on a neighbor's property in a dispute over the property line. This continued the legal challenges to Turtle Island. On a neighbor's land in the Triplet town of Watauga County, he was given a second-degree trespassing warrant. Margaret A. Palms, who lives at 2473 Little Laurel Road and is his neighbor, told the Watauga County Sheriff's Office about the crime. The crimes happened on Sunday, December 9, according to records kept at the Watauga County Courthouse. The warrant was given on Monday, December 10. A deputy from the Watauga County Sheriff's Office, named S. Morrison, gave Conway the warrant at 4:11 p.m. on Wednesday. He was then taken to the Watauga County magistrates. According to those records, Eustace Conway broke the law and knowingly went into Palm's business after being told not to go there or stay there. He put signs on our mailbox, fences, and gates so we couldn't get out. Palms told me Thursday morning that he then put up a big wooden wall that blocked our way out. He went crazy. People who live on Margaret Palms' land can only leave by one way. Her land borders Conway's Turtle Island Preserve, a 1,000-acre primitive living site and teaching camp that has been open for 26 years but was recently closed to the public. Palms, a lawyer and real estate agent in Boone, said that Eustace Conway had argued about the property line. Her home address is 2473 Little Laurel Road. She has lived there for 18 years. They were friends until about 5 or 6 years ago. He sometimes comes in without permission, and we've asked him not to. Palms told us that he was bothering us. I only want him to stay away from our land. When asked about what happened, Eustace Conway wanted to say something, but his lawyer told him not to talk to the press about the assault charge. The Turtle Island Preserve is no longer open to the public because it broke health and building rules. This happened after the Watauga County Planning and Inspections Department was told about buildings being built on Turtle Island without permission. After some time, Director Joe Furman got a thorough map of the land.